I'm going to do a video series called Shooting from the Hip, where I sort of describe something that I think needed a little bit more description. This is called Shooting from the Hip, and in this series we're going to talk about scope in JavaScript. So first off, I'm going to open up a terminal window, and I want to change directories into the desktop, multimedia, and then useful programmer, and then shooting from the hip. I just pressed tab twice to get that. Now from the hip, if I go PWD, you can see I'm in from hip. If I go ls, I list the files. I want to go change directory into scope in JavaScript. This is the folder that I'm in, scope in JavaScript, and then I'm going to open -a with Atom, which is my text editing software, and I'm going to go scope in JavaScript. And this is just an empty JS file that should open up over here. If you wanted to see that from the traditional Finder view, like here, you could go desktop, multimedia, useful programmer, from hip, scoped JavaScript, and then it's a JS, which is like a text file. And that's just what I did using the terminal. I just find that it's faster to utilize the terminal often. And so there's two different ways that we can, first off, I want to just show you how we could run a really simple JavaScript file. If I go console.log from the hip, if I do this, I can come over here and say node and then the name of the file. So I just type sc and then tab, and that auto fulfills. And if I run that, you'll see that it console logs from hip. We could also do, say, var a sum is equal to 2 plus 2. And then we could console.log the sum. And then if we run that, we're going to get the 4 in there as well. And so it's going from hip and then 4. Now, we're going to talk about scope. The first thing that I was thinking about doing was saying variables. You could have a function, and we can call this the United States, right? And within this function, we could have different variables. We could say FL is equal to Florida. We could say variable AL is equal to Alabama. AK is equal to Alaska. And then NV is equal to Nevada. Now, here what we could do is, if we say we wanted to say, and then we could say their name of state is equal to United States of America. And we could say, at the end, we could just return the name of state. And so now if we were to console.log the United States, if we were to run this and press Command K to erase it, and then just run this, you'll see that it runs the name of the state. And then you say, and if we were to console.log NV in here, we would say it's going to console log Nevada, and then it's going to return the name of the state, and with the return statement, it's going to return United States of America. So we should get both. I want to save this file, and then I'm going to run this. So yeah, you can see it's coming out like this. Now, what do you think would happen if we were to go console.log NV out here? We can even get rid of these. If we run that, we get a reference error. NV is not defined. It's like, okay, why is that? Because NV is obviously defined here. NV is defined within the function of the United States, and so therefore it's not available here. If I were to take NV out of here and add it to the outside of the United States and to make it a global variable, and I were to run the same file, you'll see that it produces it there. So that's what they mean when they say scope. This is what scope is. It's like this variable is now outside and it's in this overall scope. This is the best way to think about scope, because this becomes very important, especially once you develop an application that has lots of variables and lots of things. It'll be important to scope your variables within certain functions. Otherwise, you'll get variables like NV being outside of there, not working. So here, it's very useful. And I think that that's the best way to describe scope in a sort of short and succinct way. And also, I hope this video shows you a little bit of tools that you can use by using the terminal and a text editor rather than doing everything through an online source or some sort of proprietary tool. Hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. If you did, please let me know below. And if you have anything you'd like me to make a video on that you find confusing, I'd like to know about that as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.